Hello, it's Greg Grizzled and Gaijin. We're back. We hope you're having a happy day wherever you're listening to this audio content from. As always, we'd like to thank you for your continued support of Greg Grizzled and Gaijin's social media and writing efforts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is episode 006 of the Greg Grizzled and Gaijin, definitely not a podcast, a show, a light and fun look at life in Japan, expat issues, social media, Japan in general, and Japanese food. As always, your tweets and retweets of content like this and all the great content that we regularly share on Craig Hoffman 11 on Twitter is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance for your help in spreading the good word of Greg Grizzled and Gaijin, social media and writing. Today's topic, we talk about successful keys for life and living a long time in Japan, especially for those of you who are considering international marriage. It doesn't mean that I have every answer for you. It doesn't mean that all of my answers would be right for you, but I can tell you after 13 years what has worked rather successfully for me, and I can tell you why I tend to be a lifer foreigner that other lifer foreigners come to in times of need or with questions. Again, doesn't mean I have every answer for them. I'm not Yoda. Even Yoda fails on occasion. But hopefully you can take something from this if you're considering a lifetime here in Japan, if you're considering international marriage in Japan, or if you're considering staying for anything beyond a couple of years here. The first key, if you're going to stay a long time, is to find a job that provides some money. You don't necessarily have to break the bank, but I do think it's important not to scrape by month after month. You might do that for a year and you can see all the wonderful sights in Kansai and Tokyo and maybe even take a nice extended vacation to Okinawa. But if at the end of the month you're looking at the bank statement at some point, especially after about the second year, for many of the foreigners I know, it just becomes definitely not worth staying. Money does matter. The second thing I'll say, if you're going to get married, it's important to marry somebody with at least some money. I know expats who have married for love, and God bless them, that's great. And I love my wife a lot, but I also was very aware of her money and financial situation. She had a good job at the time, as did I. And she peeked over my shoulder to see what I had in my ATM account, to be sure. She was no idiot either. There's a reason she's my wife. I think when you live abroad and you want to get out from under the in-laws, which can be an issue. I know some foreigners who in-laws ignore them at every turn. It takes money to venture out in Japan and live your own life. I think any expat who's married here will tell you that, even if they do have money, it's not cheap. It's important to consider the cost of children. I know that it's expensive here, and people realize that, but what you don't realize is that expense multiplied by any number of children continues to grow and grow. And often your salary, especially if you're just an English teacher, even if you're a really hardworking one, it's not really going to go up to a level that matches piano lessons, swimming lessons, and all the other kind of classes and fun, quote-unquote, activities that they have for Japanese children to take the parents' money hand over fist. The other thing I'll say is that realize that while you love your spouse today, people can and do change. That happens especially when children come into the picture. I've seen a lot of very happy international marriages here kind of disintegrate into roommate, quote-unquote, agreements. And for many, especially I'll speak for Western men, that arrangement can get old quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I've seen foreigner women relegated to the role of mother, leaving behind aspirations and dreams for their lives that get really tiresome and bored. You know, it's fun to make breakfast for a few days. It might even be fun as your baby is young, but by the time you're making bento number 5,766, it gets a little old. Again, this doesn't cover everything, but it's things that people should and need to consider before going down the road of staying here a long time or international marriage. That's it, and have a great day.